Well, hello, guys. Um, so guys, I apologize for exiting in the first live that I started, but today I'm both intrigued and I'm kind of like, um, how would I even say it? I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings, and the reason for that is that if you are an African or if you are in Africa by now, you're confused and you don't understand what is going on with us in China. Like, why is China treating our people this way? And in all the sad aspect in all of this is the, how do you call it, the fact that the mainstream media kind of like is not reporting about this. Hey, Miss Teco, welcome, sis. I missed you so much. So the main issue is, why is the local media not pushing this? It seems social media has been the main power behind driving this conversation. Why is mainstream media like not doing much about this? So I've been wondering, I've been having this feeling inside, like, really, I mean, we know we are our only friends, but I mean, is it literally, you know is it literally? And I want us to discuss this. I want us to discuss this because um we kind of we have to have this conversation. We have to. Yeah, I mean, uh, you know these are our people. These are our people, guys. Our people. These are our people. They've been stranded. I hear some of them are even pregnant, and they've been stranded on in China for all this while. Now today I was listening to a section on Al Jazeera, and they were talking about the situation in China, and the Chinese representative. Yeah, I mean, the Chinese representative was talking as though it's normal. Like, he's trying to make this look like, oh, everybody in China should like obey the rules and obey the laws and all of that. But then luckily there were some African correspondents on the show, they could throw more light on what was happening. They could throw more light on what was happening. And it's really sad. I'm telling you, it's really sad, guys. It's really sad. And I'm kind of like just thinking that right now, what is the relationship? African leaders must kind of like try and explain to us what the relationship is with China. Because why are they bringing us like all these masks, safety equipment, all these testing kits? Why are they showing some support in that direction, but they don't like us? They hate us. Okay. When as soon as there was a little trouble, they just decided, oh, let's just go and get the Africans and get them out, because one, they have a whole museum dedicated to the fact that Africans are animals. So guys, I want the family to come around and let's see if we can have this discussion. We have to have this discussion, and I think that it's high time. So I'll take a few. Welcome. If you're new on the channel, welcome. So I'm sorry, my light is really bad. I'm having trouble with lighting today, so please pardon me. Miss Teco says they don't care about us. They have to kick them out of Africa. There is no relationship, and don't take any of their poison. So that is it. That is how that's how Africans are feeling. And I think that if I were Chinese authority, like at this moment, first of all, I will calm the waters. Calm the waters. Um, re-instruct my officials. You know, to take a step back and review what they're doing and assess it to find the truth in it. And after finding the truth in it, you know, at least admit that this is going on and find ways to resolve it. But to deny, and on the show that they did with Al Jazeera, the Chinese official that was invited on the show was just like, he was talking as if it's just about the laws in China. And the way the whole Chinese system is set up, from the what I know, you can't even rent an apartment building if you don't have documents. You cannot rent an apartment building if you don't have your necessary documentation to allow you to get a rent. And everybody on a rental, has their names, their documents, copies of their passports, whatever their status in China, with the owners of the properties. So there is nothing that says that people are living in the buildings and then they don't have uh, uh, what it takes to live in the building, or they don't have the documentation. So for me, first of all, right now I can sense, and I am telling you, even those who are not talking about this, they've heard about it. Those who are not talking about it, they've heard about it. There are millions and millions and millions of African youth, that are going to take over after this leadership is gone, and they're like, looking. They're looking because they're observing and they're taking notes. So what I believe the Chinese authorities should be doing is, one, admitting that is happening, because the lies, denying isn't gonna help anybody. Denying this whole thing is not going to help anyone. What needs to be done is that it has to be accepted, and once they accept it, they try and do what is right. Because I'm telling you, as of right now that I'm talking to you, the relationship is breaking down, and it's breaking down fast. It's breaking down fast. As I'm talking to you, the relationship is breaking down fast. So the I'm just waiting to see. Yeah, so if you're online, hey, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, I love this is a conversation. I even want you to call in, actually, and help me with this discussion, because this is a discussion and I want you to be part of it. I'm hoping that we would have more um I'm hoping that we would have more open the door. Oh my god. Online, so you guys don't okay. Please, I'm on live video. So guys, that is it. We have to. So if you're here, please say hi. And I'm just hanging around and waiting to see if we can have a discussion. Have a few guys online to have a discussion. Um. So if you're here, oh yes, what we as Miss Teko says, what are we as a people going to do about it? And I believe that you know we what I see happening right now is that people keep how do you call it, patronizing Chinese products. Why do you think they're in Africa? They now we have like proof that they don't like us as black people. They don't like us. So if they don't like us, but they want to do business with us, then what kind of relationship is that? If they want to do business with us, they need to learn to value us. They need to learn to respect us. If they're not going to respect us, then why do business with them? So I think it's time for Africans to not just talk, but to, boycott Chinese products if we can. I'm telling you that for me, as much as I can, wherever I have an option, I think I'm definitely going to go, buy something else other than Chinese, because you can't treat our people like this. Um, you can spit on everything that is important to us as Africans, but then you want to do business with us. You want to build our roads. You want to build our infrastructure. We are the people. We are the people. And when we speak on authority because we are the people. You look, you can have all kinds of deals with our government, but we are the people. We are the ones that have the power. We are the authority. So what I want to, as I was saying, like, we would appreciate it if the Chinese will kind of own it. Because if you don't own it, then you're denying that you have a problem. And if you're denying that you have a problem, that means you do not intend to resolve it. Guys, like last time I saw this video and they were like sending food to some people somewhere, and then they shot it and brought it on live television, you know, some packs of food and stuff. And you know how gullible do you think we are? A86LYO, thank you so much. And it says, boycott is just one of the options, sister. We'll do more. Please call him. Let me put I want this to be a discussion, please. I want this to be a discussion. If you can, please call in and let's have this discussion. If you can, please call in. I want this live to be interesting. I want to hear your perspective as well. So please, I've posted the link. A8 A86LYO. You can call in because I would like to hear more about, what you mean we will do more. I want to know, because we have to know what we want to do as Africans. We have to know. So the situation, hey David. Hi David. Hi David. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi Mohammed. Hi Mohammed. Welcome. Please call in. I just posted the live. Please call in and let's talk. Please call in. Hey Miss Teco. I can see you, sis. Please call in. I just want to. Oh, peace, David. Peace, David. Peace, David. I'm inviting you. Please call in. Please call in, guys. So I'm sending the link again. If you can, please call in and let's have a conversation. If you can, please call in and let's have a conversation. Okay. So yeah, that is what was going on. That is what was going on. And I'm telling you that, like, they did all this facade or some show. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, David.
Hey sister, how you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it is so good to have you here. It is so good to have you, David.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a good conversation we had the other day on that show.
Oh, yes, yes. We have to keep talking because, as you can see, my channel is relatively younger, and
Hmm.
so I don't have that much of a platform. But I'm hoping that with all your help and you guys, like, we can grow. But whenever I have the opportunity to be on a bigger platform, I
Hmm.
really love talking about these things because they are things that are so important to us. And it is so sad that we live in a world where people just want us to die. you
Yes,
know
yeah.
it is so sad that we are such a good people. We are such a tremendously kind, welcoming, and good people, but people just want us to die. So it gets to a point where we need to survive. And it's not
Yes,
just one person. The Chinese are looking for us, the Europeans are looking for us, the Americans are looking for us. So we are like, at the center, surrounded by enemies. And it's not a discussion that
friend.
people want to have. But what's your take on that, David?
Hello?
Yes, hello, David. Can you hear me?
Oh, the sound went out.
Oh, can you hear me, David? Okay, please call back in. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for staying tuned. I have a surprise this evening. I have a surprise, let's say in about 2, 3 hours. I have a surprise video that I'm going to put out. Positive vibe, positive energy to energize us, to keep us on the level of, you know, um, positive and power. Because as we're going on, we're going to be talking about what is happening, and some of the comments that certain key people are making about Africa. Really sad, but it's happening, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So I'm just waiting. Okay. Hello, David,
Hi.
and welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry, for some reason the sound will go out and I have to come back in.
Yeah.
Um, one thing that I kind of realize, and I try to express to people whenever we get on these lives to talk, is that number one, I think that we have to stop being surprised when this stuff happens because we've been at war for a long time and most of us live behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
And we just have to stop thinking like they do. They tend to think individual, and what I mean by that is everybody wants to get the bag, you
Yeah.
know, no one's
Yeah.
thinking of how can we as a group get together. And when the Mexicans come over to the United States, we
Mhm.
all uh, criticize them for packing. We like
Mhm.
look at how they live, look at what, not even realizing that in the 50s we lived like that.
Yeah.
But once we thought we could integrate, we started taking on our oppressors' behaviors without having access to our oppressor's wealth. So we're driving around a big fancy car, or we living in a McMansion in debt up to our heads, and
Yeah.
this is a problem for us, and we have to let that mindset go so we can have a group economics, even if it's a family group economics. Why is it
Mm-hmm.
that when our kids turn 18, and I was guilty of this, we want to get out the house? When I lived in Argentina for a while, and you didn't leave the until you were married. Sometimes you stayed in the house after you were married. This was men and women. And then when you left, they built the house for you. You didn't go to
Yep.
rent. And this is the problem we have. We think we own our houses and we don't. If we went over to an African country, we could actually own our house. It
Oh
might not
yeah.
be a big house,
Mm-hmm.
but it would be a decent house where if
Yeah.
something happens, we can stay home, we can grow our own vegetables. In half of
Yeah.
these countries, it's illegal to put a garden, a vegetable or fruit garden in your
Mm-hmm.
yard.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I really want to leave now. I'm disabled, and I'm trying to find a way that I can leave it out. I wanted my daughter. She's 36. I wanted her to leave, and she doesn't get it. She wants to visit Paris and all. I'm like that. Those days are over.
No, they're over. They're over.
Yeah. And I
The
was
only
listening to
thing,
yeah, I was
yeah,
listening
I
to
think
today.
what will save us right now is when we come together and together in our own on the motherland,
Exactly.
like yes, because they used to say, go back where you come from, go back where you come from. And we used to be afraid to go back where we come from because of what they told us where we come from is. But now that we know what where we come from is and we want to go back, guess
Hmm.
what, the planes
They
are no more flying.
yeah, they don't want us to go back. And they used to always show, and our people still have in our minds that commercial from United Children's Fund with Sally Struthers, with the kid with the big belly, the red hair, and the flies all
Mhm.
on his nose.
Oh my
Well,
god.
from what I understand, that kid is grown now and driving a Range Rover.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
They don't show that.
I think it was on the Blacksit channel. Sister Juliet had
Okay,
mentioned that.
okay,
You know,
okay.
we we don't even understand that those people over there are living better than us.
Yes, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, like as little as $7,000, $8,000 could get you a decent house that you own down here.
Yeah, and
Could
and
get
and
you.
what country are you in?
I'm in Ghana, brother.
Oh wow, wow, yeah.
I mean,
Someone was
not
telling me
far.
you could even buy land for $700.
Yes, you can. You
Wow,
can
wow.
buy land for $700. You can buy land even for $500 if it's a bit, on the outskirts of town. But these days, these
Yeah,
days there's nothing like outskirts of town because it's already the city is already expanding anyways. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and with as little as $500, you can get your own piece of land, parcel of land. You can register it. Look, like I know there's the fear that, oh well, how can I buy land and won't I be duped and all of that. Look, the land commission is open to everybody. The
Wow.
land commission is
So-
open to everybody.
someone was telling me that coming from outside, you could only have the land for 99 years, and they were complaining about that. And I said, well, I'm in my 50s. I don't need it much longer than 99 years.
But you see, the thing that I now want to explain that law so
Hmm.
that we get it. Then we realize that this is in our interest instead of against us. It got to a time, majority of the people in Africa were, well, in quote, poor, according to their description. So it got to a time these foreigners will come into Ghana and they will buy land, especially the Lebanese. They will come in, buy the lands, hectares and hectares and hectares, and own the land. And we
Right.
realized that the indigenous lands was going out to foreigners, people we don't know. If I say foreigners, I'm not talking about African diaspora. I'm talking
Right.
about foreigners. It was going to them, huge, huge parcels of land was going out. Families were losing their inheritance because they came in and they brought this money world, and this money world changed everything. And when it changed everything, it made the rich people, the wealthy people who own the land, poor. Because it got to
Right.
a time, if you had no money, you can do nothing. You cannot even build on the land that you owned. So then you have to
Right.
sell to get the money to now to be able to do something with your land. And so that's how it started. And chunks and chunks and chunks of land was going out to foreigners. And so the government, at a point had to think about how to save the land. you know I am
Right.
Ghanaian. It's never true that foreigners will have, or people from outside Ghana will have 99, years lease. I have 99 years lease on my land.
Right.
And when the 99 years come up, I would just sit and renegotiate with the two lands, and then we come to a good settlement, and then we settle them for another 99, 99 years.
Oh, okay.
And yes, and so it's not about rebuying your land after 99 years. It's about reset, kind of renewing the purchase on the land after 99 years. And that also ensures that the people of the land actually owns it. I'm telling you, there are lands that are still freehold. Even though there is a law that binds these things, it depends on the agreement that you have with the owner of the land. So if the chief wants to dash that land to you and your family forever and ever, there's a way that they can go about it.
I
So
see. I see.
yes. So I want to encourage you, my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, do not be afraid in buying land in Ghana, because I've been living all my life and I've never had anybody evicted from their land because 99 years came up. I've never
Right.
heard it.
Right. Right. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really interested in coming. Two countries I've been looking at is Ghana and the Gambia. I've been looking at both of those countries. So
Okay.
I just want to go. And as we talk various ways, I probably want to go to Ghana and meet you.
Please come
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
come to Ghana. People are warm. We speak English. We are warm people. And I think that, in Ghana, the institutions are open to you. So
Yeah.
you can really indeed live a free life. Indeed. You know,
Yeah.
you can live a free life indeed. You can do whatever you want to do. And when you
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
in, when you come in today, you can just walk to immigration and tell them, I want to access the right of abode. And once they approve your right of abode, it's like me, except that you don't have the passport, but you can do anything I can do as an African diaspora. You
How long
know?
does it take to get if you decide you want to be a citizen of Ghana? How long does it take?
Yeah, it takes 3 to 4 years, but I think it was 5 years and it was reduced to 3 years now. So give or take 3 years, yes, because they
Mhm.
just want to know that you've come in, you've lived here for a while, and you really want to settle in.
Right.
So
Right.
yes, but I believe that it's so sad that this whole COVID-19 has come to, disrupt a lot, because I'm sure by now, with consensus and continuous conversation about, our brothers in the diaspora, I'm sure by now we would have progressed further and improved the time further. But all the same, I think that once this, well, I really don't think our world is returning back to normal again, but at least there
No.
will be some semblance. There will be some semblance of, normalcy. And hopefully we can, all add our voices and push for the fact that our brothers and sisters who really wants to come and settle should have, a more escalated kind of approach to getting their citizenship. So I think that, we all have good intentions, and we want you to come to Ghana not because of anything, but it's because we realize first and foremost that you guys are our own. You get it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I think
guys
the
are.
one thing that we have to offer that is very important, and it may not be looked upon as valuable as it is that even the ones of us that don't have money, because a lot of people felt that we were being invited back because of the value of our dollar. But I think the most
Oh.
valuable thing that we have, I'm just repeating what people have told
Yeah,
me. I
it's
don't
true
feel
because
that
it's
way.
true. I think I made a video about that because I watched a brother's channel on social media, and he was big on that, telling everybody don't go to Ghana, they just want your money, they just want to milk you and cash your money and all of that. And I was really wondering because why would a country that just want your money offer you free land?
Right. And the most important thing we have to offer is our knowledge of the enemy, because I think Africa doesn't
I wanna
know.
I wanna clap to that. I wanna clap to that. That is
Yeah,
a
we've been
powerful
living in the
point you
belly of
just
the
made.
beast. Yeah. And we know, and like for example, we're watching over here these uh Caucasian people saying, "Oh, we want to go over there and try the vaccines on them," like
Yeah,
we're little rhesus monkeys. And the thing of it is a lot of people wind up taking it because they don't know. They
they
don't
don't
know these
know.
people. They still believe that they're the white saviors. They
Mhm.
still believe
Mhm.
in the white Christ and all of
Mhm.
this, and it's
Yeah,
terrible. and
they're
and
still
we know
worshiping the
now.
white Christ.
Yeah, and we know how they are. And it's sad to say most people over in African countries don't know. And it's time for Africa to say no, because if every country in Africa stands up with one voice and says no, they can't fight that. They want the land, but they can't drop an atomic bomb on it, then the land will be no good. you
No.
know so
Yeah.
and if they fight, it's an all-out world war for it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So
They better watch out for us because we are the new Africa. I'm telling
exactly.
you, like right now in Africa, like in my circles, people used to argue with me when I try to tell them what the reality is. But now I find these same people sharing videos with me that are like, oh my God, what is this? Like, oh my God, why are they doing that? Oh my God. And that tells me that look, the ancestors are back and they're waking people up.
Right,
They're
right.
waking people up, brother. So it's not even going to be like the same. Like it's not going to be the same because this crazy thing that is happening in China. Like it's not the mainstream media that's talking about it. It's the
Right,
youth of
right.
Africa that's talking about it. Just I
what i'm
think
waiting
yesterday.
for what I'm waiting for is one African country to step it up and send a plane over there and pick those people up. I'm waiting for that, because this is another thing that a lot of the diaspora, I know in America, because I'm here. So
Yeah.
this is another thing they have, that it's a resentment because we were never rescued. Our people, it's like
Yeah.
Killmonger. It's like
Yeah.
Killmonger. You left
Like
us there
Killmonger.
to,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And so they're furious of that,
Yes.
and uh, I don't, I'm sure there was reasons why they couldn't, but right now you have Ethiopian Airlines. All the countries need to make some kind of deal with them to get them to go pick those
Hey,
people up.
hey, I think African Diaspora News Channel is here.
Oh, is
Is
that Phil?
serious? Hey, Phil, is that Phil? Is that Phil? I just put his comment on there. Hey guys,
Oh,
welcome,
I
welcome
see.
aboard.
I was reading
Black
that.
Swan, welcome Black Swan, welcome Black Swan. Phil, he
Oh,
says,
I
let
have
me
to come back in. My thing is messed up.
okay, please come back in. He says, what about the citizenship? Says, I ask because when I travel to African nations in this decade, I will be on a search for what African nations have a real path to citizenship for us. Phil, if you're on the line, shouts to you, and I'm so excited that you're here. But yes, there is a path to citizenship. Let me explain. So when you get your visa and you come down here, first of all, you need to report. Welcome back, David. Welcome back, David. Yes. Okay, so I just read Phil's question because I think it's important. Um, and I was trying to answer him that there is a path to citizenship, and the path is like this. When you come down, the minute you land, I don't know about laws in other countries, but I'm going to tell you what is here in Ghana so that you can also do your research. And then when you go to other countries, maybe you would have a semblance of what is supposed to be. So when you land in Ghana and you report to your embassy, you need to go back to immigration office. And when you go, you can apply for the right of abode. The right of abode is a law that was passed when during the introduction of the Joseph Project, the first project that wanted to bring back our brothers and sisters home. That project was not so popular because I think the social media was not that powerful at that time. So it wasn't that successful, but they were able to make the right of abode law. You can research what the right of abode law in Ghana is all about. So when you apply and you get your right of abode, and these days they're making everything digital. So I think it wouldn't take much. I think it shouldn't take more than 2 weeks or so for you to start, getting whatever you needed for your right of abode. Now, when you get your right of abode, you have rights like any citizen in the country. So you can own a bank account, you can buy land. Well, even without the right of abode, you can buy land. But I mean, I'm just trying to say that when you have the right of abode, the law covers you, from A to Z. You have every right to live in Ghana, to do business in Ghana, to marry, to do whatever you want to do. TB, welcome, TB, welcome, welcome, welcome. We see you. Please subscribe, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share the videos and help this channel grow. So I guess what I'm trying to say is when you have the right of abode, then you can start putting the needed, requirements for you to now solidify your citizenship. And the citizenship process, as I'm saying, it was 5 years, but now reviewed to 3 years to try and speed up the process for our brothers and sisters. Now, talks have gone on that this process must be further sped up, regarding the times that we live in. But at least when you land here, you do not have to be a stranger, not in the eyes of the law. Because once you get your right of abode, which you can apply for immediately, you get here, I think, you're just ready to live your life and
That's
go and
very important.
yes, if you have
Yeah.
your rights of abode form, it's as good as anything,
So
But
that
you
that
need
that
to
would be
pay
the
your
equivalent
passport.
of residency. of
Yes,
resident. Okay, yeah,
yes, full-time
mhm,
residency, full-time, you know,
right.
and you have every right as a Ghanaian. You know, if you did something, the same Ghanaian laws would apply to you. So,
Okay,
yes, so that is something that, will give you peace of mind and give you time enough. Because if you don't apply for the right of abode, remember your visa can run out. And the United States and Ghana do not have any kind of visa agreement to cover its citizenship. Like, you guys are our family, but it's so unfortunate that we've been scattered abroad. So there are different kind of laws governing where you were born. There are different kinds of laws governing where you live. And as much
right.
as we wish we can just have what we have with Jamaica, with our brothers in America, it's just so sad that the law in America is never reciprocated. Whatever
Right.
you is never reciprocated. And we will take care of our own when you guys get here. We will take care of you when you get
So
down.
when you're at the airport and you arrive, there's an office at the airport where you could go apply right then and there.
Oh yeah, you can go to the immigration, approach the immigration desk and say, I just landed. I'm from here and here, and I would like to, uh, apply for the right of abode. And if you have to go to their office, they'll give you the directions. If they can do it for you right at the airport, then they can apply for you. I would have to find out because I haven't applied for it before because I'm Ghanaian, but
Hmm.
I think I can find out. I'm going to do that investigation, and we will get this done. I'll bring the information to you guys. I
If
think
you
in our
can do
next
an
live.
investigation to
Yeah.
find out, let's say for example, I travel there, but I'm not ready to stay just yet because I have things to tie up at home to come over fully. If I get the right of a bowl, do I have to stay there all the time, or can I go back and forth? And if you can do a video with all of that information, I'll
Okay.
share it on my Facebook page
Okay. Okay.
and
Sure.
and,
Sure. Sure.
and make sure people get it.
Yeah, sure. Cause I'm just waiting for this quarantine time to pass. Cause I was actually arranging an interview with an immigration guy. But
Oh,
unfortunately, the quarantine issues came, so we weren't able to progress with the interview. But that is on my slate. It's on my slate, and also the process of land registration is also on my slate. So I need to get this in. But I would like to acknowledge Colin Maat. Colin on Maat, welcome, Mayat. Calling on Mayat, welcome, welcome. You can call in. That is the link. We would love to hear from you, to ask your questions and also to contribute to the conversation. We're having a wonderful time with David. David, can you tell us where you're calling from so we'll all get to know you?
uh, well, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, but I'm calling from Austin, Texas. I'm living in
Okay.
Austin right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Shouts to all my African brothers and sisters in Austin, Texas, and also in Maryland.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout,
Um,
shout.
yeah, those videos, that information, to have that in one spot, if you can do a video on that, that will help a lot of people clear
Okay.
their minds of traveling to
Yeah.
traveling to Ghana, because
Yeah.
that's in everybody's mind,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
lot of people want to go, but they got one foot on one side and one foot on the other, and I think it's important. I've traveled outside the country. I lived in South America for 7 years. So I kind of know what it's like to move from one country to another. But there's a lot of us in the diaspora that have never left even the city that they were born in,
Yeah.
you know. So that's a mindset that has to be changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
But
I
I'm
think
I'm
so too.
excuse me?
I said I think so too. I think that traveling out of your comfort zone is an opportunity for us to learn a lot. So your point is very true. So I'd like to read this from Phil. Phil, if you're here, please, you have to call in. You have to call in, Phil, if you're here. So he says you think it will be better to have an immigration lawyer. Okay, so he's asking if we can have an immigration lawyer in the interview instead of an immigration officer. So thank you very much for that. And I think, yeah, I didn't think about it in that sense, because the immigration lawyer would have the knowledge and the freedom to speak about the process, and also the knowledge that we need and what we need to do at this point. So yes, I'm going to put that. Phil, if you're here, I don't know if it's Phil, I don't know if it's one of the correspondents, but hey, would love to hear from you. Call in on my ads. You can call in. I'm sure David would love to have conversation with you. So David, I'd like to ask you about hey, okay, David, calling on my yacht is on.
Oh, hey, calling on my ad. How are you? A sister from Maryland.
Yes, please call in. Call in, please. I'm sending the link again. Calling on my yacht. I'm sending the link again. So call in. Let's have a good time. Okay, so David, I wanted to ask you, what do you think the relationship between Africa and China looks like at this moment? What kind
Uh,
of impact do
I
you think
think
it's had?
I think it's a subservient relationship. I think the leaders that made these deals. I'm not going to say that it was corrupt. I don't know. I'm not there, but
Hey,
I think it.
David, I have to stop you a bit. It's Phil. It is Phil.
Cool, cool.
Hey, Phil. Phil, you've got to call in. I'm gonna hold it against you if you don't call in, Phil. Please, please, please. Would be so happy to have you with us. Please call in, Phil. I'm waiting and fingers crossed. Okay, okay. So please go on, David.
Yeah, I think those deals were not well thought out, and their deals set up. It's like a chess game where right now the currency has been lowered in all the countries, so they won't be able to pay the debt off. So then China will own that land, and it's like checkmate. You know. Now, maybe Africa could say, "I'm kicking you out," and then they will destroy everything that they've built before they leave. You
Yeah,
know,
I suspect that.
right,
But
right, and so
maybe I think maybe it's about time though. I think it's about time though, because um why should the Chinese be building our roads? And we've got tons of engineers, very capable, intelligent engineers. Like I work in a government oil company, and I'm telling you, like I have met some of the sharpest minds, some of the sharpest engineers in our firm who can
there was
actually
a man in India that invented a process to turn all of the plastic water bottles and all of the plastics that was garbage in the landfills to turn it into a process to mix with certain substance to build the roads. So they were turning that garbage, and those roads that were built with that are more durable than the cement roads. Hello?
Hello.
hey Phil.
How are you doing this afternoon? Well, it's actually around noontime here.
Fantastic. Oh my God, Phil,
Hey,
welcome.
Phil, how are you?
Hey, what's
How
going
are
on, bro?
Hanging in there.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, good, good, good.
Thanks for
yeah.
the work you do, Phil, man. I'm always watching your channel.
You're
Okay,
such an
I appreciate it.
inspiration.
I'm Mr. Pirate Brain when I come in on your channel, so you see me chatting there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, please. So, Phil, we've been talking about the immigration system in Ghana, and also we've been thinking about how we can, get more information for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And then we also want to talk about the kind of relationship we Africans should be having with the Chinese, going forward, because it's not like we live in an island. We do not live in an island, and we definitely have to talk, to have a relationship with, the Chinese. But how should we define that relationship going forward? In view
Well,
of everything that has happened to us
well,
in the
let
past
me ask you
couple
a
of years.
question. Well, why do you have to have a relationship with the Chinese? Can you explain?
Um, Well, I think Africa has the relationship between Africa and China. I think is relationship between Africa and China. African leaders in China,
Uh huh.
because because if you ask me, I actually don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why the Chinese do not respect us? They do not like us, and they treat us like this. And the relationship between us and China seems to be, flourishing on the side of the Chinese, you know, on the side of the
Mm-hmm.
Chinese.
Oh,
Hey!
hi,
Hi,
kings and
Gina!
queens,
Hello, hello,
kings and
hello.
queens, my
So,
beautiful people.
yes, 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 Lana Franklin, right? Welcome, Lana.
How you doing today?
We're very well. We're very well. We're doing very well. I should let you know that Phil from African Diaspora News Channel is here. He's with us
I know. Hello,
today.
Phil.
Is a very special day for us on the Woke Africa
Oh,
Show.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Good.
He's my hero.
Good.
So I'm
He's
like,
always out here. He's very inspirational.
yes. So
He
I'm
pushes the
nervous.
black agenda.
Yes.
He pushes the black agenda. Yes, we appreciate him. He's our brother.
Yes, yes, yes. And he's doing so well. And I've always
Yes,
admired
he is.
him. It's like I have butterflies, So
Yes.
okay. So I think the discussion has been going on about the relationship between China and Africa, and how, going forward, because we even, Phil was asking me a question, and he was asking me, what is the relationship between Africa and China? And
No,
I'm
that's not
just
what I asked you, sis. That's not what
okay.
I asked you. You said that
Okay,
we
please
need to have
come
a
again.
relationship. You said we need to have a relationship with China or whatever going forward. I say, well, why do you feel that you need a relationship with them? I was trying to get that clarification.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I get you now. Well, so what I was saying was, we've had in the past, I think Africa has been depending heavily on
Um, well, I
Chinese
think
made goods.
Africa has the relationship. Uh,
Okay. Okay, so African has been depending heavily on Chinese made products, and past presidents or governments have not really pushed the agenda of, being self-sustaining, being self-sufficient, producing what we need, hasn't been part of the agenda. And if
that's
you
a
ask me,
problem.
yeah, that is a huge problem. It has not been part.
Yeah.
And so I know that the transition, that if we're going to depend on ourselves and we're going to start producing in Ghana, the president of Ghana started the One District, One Factory project. And so far, they've got a few factories that are working. And I don't know, I don't think they're up to 100, but they're around that number. Factories producing things like this is made in Ghana toilet paper that I'm using. This is
Oh, okay.
yeah. There's so many things that are currently made in Ghana now. Sometimes I'm even surprised to see the made in Ghana stickers on it. And they just starting. Rice production has also increased. Local rice production has also
Oh,
increased
nice.
exponentially, but it is still not up to the level where we can feed ourselves and have excess to store. So what I meant by
It
that
will get
is
there.
that,
It will get there.
oh
As
yeah,
long as y'all continue, you
yeah,
have to do that. Because you
yeah.
have to
So
feed yourself.
yes,
You
that is
cannot count on anyone else, especially China, to
yes,
feed you. You
yes,
count on
Well,
your enemy
well,
to feed you.
let me say, you know, China is known as a copy and paste country. Okay, what China
yeah,
would do is
Right.
they would take a cell phone, right? They'll break that cell phone down, and they'll have the smartest people there, and they'll learn how that phone works, how it put together, whatever. Then they turn around and create
Right.
Huawei, right? And then they
yeah,
build upon what they learned from Apple or what they learned from Samsung or whatever. That's what they do. So Ghana should do the same
Hmm.
thing. They should take cell phones. They should take
Exactly.
technology. Do it all. The key to learn from the United States. The United States made a mistake by doing all their manufacturing in China, right? And now they're suffering with it right now, the coronavirus.
Yeah,
So you have
yeah.
with the Kantaka, you have your own cars. What's that, Kantaka Motors, right?
yeah,
It should be like a national pride that everybody's driving Kantaka, right? Nobody should
yeah,
be driving nothing else but Kantaka because it's made in Ghana. Then you say you
yeah,
got toilet paper. You shouldn't be using no other toilet paper but Ghanaian toilet paper. I mean, everything need to be made in house. That's first and foremost. The second of
Hmm.
all, what you guys need to do is you have to actively and aggressively connect with the diaspora and get all that knowledge, because a lot of people want to come back, but it has to be reciprocated, right? So when
yeah,
you have a year of return, when you have
yeah,
a year of return, the year of return would be more powerful if after the year of return or whatever, they would have known about right to abode or even had the opportunity to try to get residency. That would have made it more powerful as a way of to actually return. Because at
yeah,
the end of the day, a lot of African
Yeah.
Americans complaining and saying, okay, well, it's great, but we basically just going to a festival. We looking at, you know, the history of slavery, but we're going right back to Babylon. I mean,
yeah,
we're not solidifying ourselves in
Yep.
Ghana, even though Ghana made a
yeah,
lot of money, which is awesome. But it would have
yeah,
been more powerful, in my opinion, if Ghana would have took advantage of all that and say, listen, I got these African Americans here, these celebrities even here too. Let's get them all signed up to right of abode or residency. Let's get them all signed up. Trust me, that would have
yeah,
made bigger waves than
yeah,
what the year return made.
yeah, yeah. Because the right of abode actually, as I was talking to David, I was saying the right of abode actually makes you have every kind of opportunity that a Ghanaian has. You can live in Ghana, you can open a business, do everything that you have to do as a Ghanaian. The only difference is you don't have the paper passport. That is about the only difference, that you would notice, that you don't have the passport. But the right of abode makes all the difference. When you land today, you can apply for the right of abode, and you don't have to go back. You don't have to if you don't want to. So I think that I'm a Ghanaian, and I'm woke, and I know what's up, but not many
Oh, I know
people.
you are. That's why I'm on your show.
Thank you. That
That's
not
why I called Anna.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But not
Yes.
many people know this in Ghana. Not many people know the history of what even our brothers and sisters in the diaspora have gone through. So the efforts for the local Ghanaians to come up and maybe come together and support the government agenda, people have heard, okay, it's been marketed. People know there's a year of return, but the value of the year of return will mean something different to somebody who don't know anything about the history of slavery, enslavement, and our brothers and sisters
Exactly.
who are locked up in the diaspora. as opposed to somebody who's lived here under colonization, and the mentality is colonized mentality, and they believe they must be nice to the white people and receive them in, and all of that, and they do not know what is at stake. So telling them about the same thing means different things to these two people. Somebody born and bred in Africa who has no idea what is going on, and someone who has, suffered from ADOS, or has suffered, all these atrocities visited on them by our oppressors.
Yep.
And then when you say these things, they all take it differently. So for me, I say it is the responsibility of us, the woke people born in Africa, to try and explain in our own terms, to let our brothers and sisters kind of like come to realize the kind of situation that a part of us are in at the at that moment, and
I,
try to like do more to support the African American effort in their desire to relocate back to the continent. So
I
Phil
think
is
one
right.
thing also has to be understood is that even though it's perceived that we have a huge spending power, but what is not understood is we have a huge uh, burden of debt in order to survive in this country. So let's say in Ghana, you have, I'm just using an example. Let's say you make $200 a month over there, and I make $2,000 a month. And it seems like a lot of money. But then when you look at what it costs for me to live, it's nothing. It's nothing. So what has to be understood is, even though
It's
it seems like
true.
we have a buying power, we actually don't. It's being used to survive. People that live frivolously live buy a lot of junk, but a lot of us don't do that, but we still want to come back, you know.
Yeah.
And this is something that has to be understood. How to fix this so that the people can come back that are workers too. Maybe not a business owner, but they would like to start a business, you
Yes.
know.
Have you, sorry, David, have you ever heard of the SRAP, the
Is
Sankofa
that
Repatriation Assistance
is that
Program?
Sampra? Is that with
Yeah, she's
Sister
helping.
Ya? Sister Ya?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
She's
actually,
phenomenal.
I donate to her. I donate, but I don't really qualify for it, but I still donate, just to give back. I mean, what shocks me? She's trying to
Hmm.
do something great for our people, and I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure like some of our people know about her program, and she
Hmm.
have not received the donations that she should be receiving. Our people, we need unification.
Why,
We need to
why does
come
that shock you?
together and support one another, because I'm surprised this sister did not reach $1 million yet. $1 million is nothing. She's asking
No.
for $1 donation. $1.
But why you, but why you
You
surprised
mean to
though?
tell me not 1 million people? Like, I'm donating 5. Like, even if it's like 500 of us, like, why? You know what? We have a problem not trusting one another. That's our problem in the Black community. We don't trust one another. We got to get that love back. We got to get the trust back.
Yeah.
Without that trust and love, we're going nowhere. We cannot
Nowhere.
say,
Sometimes I want to donate to her. I just found out about her yesterday, actually, and
Oh.
I'm
uh-huh.
gonna donate to her. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of
Welcome,
Mm-hmm.
times
Bobby.
that we've put our trust into people that claim that they were for us, like Dr. Umar. I mean, he got over 750 and $50,000, and then he
Oh,
went
wow.
cuckoo. He went cuckoo. And
Oh my
and when those type
You
of
know
things
what? I have
happen,
nothing but respect for Dr. Umar. So I can't even speak on it, because he is one brother alone. And he's another one that I'm very surprised that other brothers did not connect with him, because it takes millions to start a school. And I'm surprised other brothers did not connect with him
Yeah,
to Kool-Aid money together and open up a school.
but he should. I feel, and this is not to speak bad about him, but he should have been accountable for what, because when he was asked questions about it, instead of
But do
saying,
you know
"Oh,
he
okay,
have a
this is
school? Do you know he has the school?
right," but it's not up.
But it costs
It
millions to get it up. It costs millions to get it up.
right, right.
Right. So
But I
people need
mean,
to
I just think he
donate
should have
to
been
his,
accountable to the people that donated to them when they asked,
you
"Okay,
know,
what
uh-huh.
what's going on with the money and what how's it being spent?" It wasn't
Yeah.
a question to insult. It was a question
You,
just like to be accountable.
but you know what's so funny? That a lot of people who actually donated him is not sweating him like that. It's the people
Yeah,
that not
yeah,
didn't donate it with not one dime to the
yeah,
cause.
yeah,
The people
yeah.
who donated to his organization is not sweating him like that. It is the people that didn't donate it not one dime.
Okay, so
You know, so
Phil was trying to ask you a question, sis. I don't know if Phil can repeat his question.
okay. Hey Phil. Phil?
Hello, Phil.
Yes, you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. No, what I was trying to add, well, there's a few things that really, I was listening to you guys talk, and I say it was well, the main reason why the sister, you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when you said that she couldn't get the money, I say, well, I'm not surprised. I mean, that didn't surprise me one bit because
Right.
it's a lot of distrust. Let me tell you something about black people. And we like that even in Africa too. We don't
Yeah.
trust each other. We don't unify
No.
with each other. But the moment we see uh, white mommy and white daddy or Chinese
Yeah.
mommy and daddy show up and we smiling with all 50 of our teeth, and then we trust them even though they're kicking our butt in Guangzhou,
Yeah.
right? But you won't trust a
Mm-hmm.
black man or black woman that's not
Yeah.
kicking your butt like that. And so I don't trust them because they not my tribe. I don't trust them because they not from my city or they not from my state. Or I don't like the way he look. But you let the people that colonized you be around you for 100 years, you still trust them. Okay. Now you got the new colonizers showing up, which is the Chinese, and you still trusting them. And like, but you won't give a black person $1. Like with my
Right.
situation, I've said, hey, I'm producing daily content for the people, right? I'm bringing
Yeah,
more and
you
more
are.
people into my platform, so
Yep.
and like I tell you, I have to pay people too, because nothing is free,
Exactly.
it's people's time.
Nope.
So I would say, well, hey guys, just donate $2 a month. I said, listen, all the people I have on my page, I would say, okay, just $2. We don't even need everybody to donate, right? It's hard for me to get that sometimes. Well,
I know.
so with that being said, then you got the other aspect where you have a group of African Americans that just love America, no matter how bad it is. They love it,
That's
and
my
so that's another
son.
issue.
That's my son. My son, when I talk Africa, he don't want to hear it. But
Yeah, yeah.
my daughters, we ready. I have one of my daughters, she insists in putting a mental health facility in the Congo, because that's her profession. She's a mental health therapist and she's going to be putting her business in the Congo, because she said that's where a lot of people is going to need help. And she's a straight up warrior soldier.
Oh
So
my
she's
God.
going to do fine. She's going to do fine. She's a black princess.
Goddess.
Okay. And she's going to fit right in.
Yeah.
She's going to fit right in. But you know what? See, our people, even the ones who say they want to go back to Africa, they want to go home, a lot of them, their minds is not right to even go home. Because a lot of their minds is European. They have European ways. You can't, please don't take that to Africa. Don't take the European ways to Africa. We don't need that. We're going to have to wipe them out. The elites here in America, look, with this pandemic, it's so many people that's being exposed. This is bad because we're losing a lot of people, but at the same time, people are being exposed. And a lot of our people is waking up. And you know what? That's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Because all the lies is being exposed. All the people, all the corruption is being exposed. Because what's going on in Africa with the African leaders, we have them here too. The Boles, the 1%.
Yeah.
The Black Caucus. We have them here too. They does nothing for Black people. We got to let them go. It is time for us to step up and take control. And you know what? Even if we're going to have to do it in whatever way we have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot of our people, they want to move to Africa and they want to live their best life in Africa and they want to turn up. No. You know what? It's a war going on. There's a war going. You have to be prepared for whatever is to come.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be prepared. It's not, I'm going to Africa, I'm going to live my best life and I'm a this and that. No, look. Okay? Now that
I couldn't believe that they were coming on television saying that Black people need to go back and buy from Chinese stores again. I thought that was insane. Black people saying that on TV.
Our people are sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In one way, that's a benefit that came to us with the coronavirus. We're staying out of their store.
Yeah. If I see a Black person inside, if I see a Black person going into a Chinese restaurant, buying that fake hair, I probably curse them out. I'm gonna curse them out. I'm gonna curse them out. I'm telling you, they better not eat that food. They better eat that food. They look. It's time for them to fall because you know what? They've been killing us here in America too. They've been doing a lot of bad things to Americans. So, but you know what? They just copying the white man. That's all they doing. The thing is, when these racists see that we don't respect ourselves, they're not going to respect us.
No.
Our leaders is selling us out. They sold us out.
Yep.
So they're not going to respect us. They laughing at our leaders. Our leaders is making us look dumb. Our leaders is making us look stupid because you know what? They are laughing at our leaders. They're laughing at our leaders. Yeah. That's what they're doing.
You're right.
Yeah. It's a shame.
And this is the real truth. Because when the leaders of Africa are taking all of that money and they're enriching themselves and their family, the African youth, the African person is finding his or her own way.
Right.
So this is the danger for the leaders who don't give, excuse my word, a fuck about their people. Because what's going to happen is that the Chinese diplomat is going to have you in their pocket, but not the African people. And if the African people does not depend on you, you can't control them. So that is what happened in this situation where social media was the one that made this impact, where the Chinese had to do a press conference and they had to go get some packets of food and do that, on TV thing where they're giving Africans food and trying to say that we're working on this, trying to change this. Well, guess what? It was the youth of Africa. It was social media. It was Wademaya. It was Phil. It was how do you call it? Miss Trudy. It was Dr. Mumbi. It was all these people. Social media that talked about it. And once it started making, because what? If I watch Phil's video on this, I'm gonna share it. If I watch Dr. Mumbi's show on this topic, I'm gonna share it. If I watch the Black
And that's what
Sabbath
you're supposed to
this, I'm
do.
gonna share it. And so
Yes.
social media is what social media is what put it in their faces. And after they saw how angry the people are, how unhappy they are about what is happening to Africans, and African YouTubers started to call out African leaders, then they all responded. Then they
Yeah,
all said,
I think it was
I don't
Dr.
like that.
Mumbi that brought to light that China had dumped all of that sugar laced with mercury in Kenya, and it was so much mercury in the sugar that
I think
that
that was
the
African tigress.
oh, okay, all right, yeah,
yeah,
okay. I know Dr. Mumbi did talk about it too. She might have talked about it after her, but
Yeah.
it was a shame because it was so much mercury that you know that it was laced on purpose because the mercury costs more than the sugar. So they had to do it on
Isn't
purpose
that
to dump that much.
crazy?
Yeah. And so what they were trying to do is destroy the minds of all of the African youth, and the people that
thank
eat
you, Lana,
sugar.
for sharing my videos. Thank you. Okay. Please go on, David. Please go on.
Yeah, it dumping all that sugar, and it wound out. What wound up happening is by the time they found out the sugar was in products that they made, breads, candy, all types of people. That was terrible. And China did this to them.
Our body's been through so much. The
I
black
think
body been through
my
so much.
microphone
We've
is
been
out. I'm going to
poisoned
log
so
out.
many times.
I'll chat in the chat
I
room.
mean, they tried to kill us so many ways. They tried to kill the black people so many ways. They poison us. They poison us with food. They poison us with the water. We've been through so much. Black people been through
And
so much. You
you
know
know,
what? And it's time for us to heal. It's time for us to
yeah,
heal.
yeah.
Leave us alone to heal.
One thing I realized, in Africa we eat a lot of tomatoes. We eat a lot of tomatoes. 80% of our sauces are made with tomatoes. So it got to
Yeah, I
a time
see.
I started to look at what the content of our tomato paste was, because I had just been eating it and not really investigated what was in there. And the first time I looked, I was shocked to see that it was only 46% tomatoes, which number I don't even trust.
I can't mess with tomatoes. I can't.
So what
Them
what
tomatoes tear my
what
chest up. Mm-mm.
yeah, the question and the reason why I stopped eating canned tomatoes was I couldn't answer what the rest of the 54% was. What was it?
Right.
You get me? So we're being
Water.
targeted in our food. We're being targeted even in see all these lightning creams that are filled with mercury. All these skin lightening creams filled with mercury. All these
And you know what? For the black woman on a continent that wanna dye her skin, wanna turn her skin lighter. Oh my God, that's hurting. That's
yeah.
hurting. You on a continent, you got to be proud to be. I cannot wait to go to Africa to get that sun, to get a tan.
Mhm.
I can't wait. I can't
I was
wait to get activated. I want that darkness. And you know what? I'm going to tell you a story. I was going to get married to a man in Ghana, who's from Ghana.
Oh,
And we've been
really?
friends. we've been friends for 30 something years. And you know what? I decided because he always, had feelings for me. And I said, you know what? Let me try it out. But you know what the thing is? See, a lot of times it's not us. Unfortunately, it is the some of our men. Because you know what? The thing is, he didn't really want me in Africa like that. Because he said, you know what? You're going to get darker. I didn't like that. You're going to get darker. And I said, when I go to Africa, I really want to be with the village people. I want to be
Yeah,
with the village people. And you know what?
the
And he's like, no, no. He said, you will not survive there. He don't like his own people. I could not get with that.
yeah, sis.
I
That's
could
that
not get
that
with
is
that.
what
He want
you know.
he don't want me dark skinned. He don't want me dark skinned. I don't no.
That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The scars of colonialism. The
Yep.
scars that is left behind is that they've hated us to the point that we've come to believe that we are a thing to hate.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, in as much as we want something else, our subconscious mind is keeping us there because
Yeah.
it's like when you cage a chicken for so long, when you open the door of the cage for that chicken to go free, it will still go back in the coop because it thinks that is where it is supposed to be. So
Exactly.
the process of breaking the mental enslavement is going to take time, and it's going to take you and I not being tired. Phil, it's going to take you not being tired of talking about it. It's going to take
Mhm.
us to hang in there and wait for every single one of us to come to their own realization, because it's happening across Africa. Like, I got woke and my sister followed suit. So my sister is also woke
Oh,
out
good.
of the family.
Good.
Yes, my sister is. My sister is. And
Nice.
she is so strongly, she quit this whole white Jesus church thing, you know?
Oh, good.
And yeah, and I'm really proud of
Yeah.
that because people don't understand it. And what I do is I do not argue with them. I do not try to like put my
No.
newfound discovery like on them because
Exactly.
it is a gradual process.
It is.
It is a gradual process. So, for example, if we start to talk about what is happening in China, why do these people hate us?
Mhm.
Why are they doing this? Why are they doing it? I go like, well, these are the people who came and said they were our saviors. So now you see their mind. Then I can start with like, you even worship them as your God, don't you? Then we start the conversation on that line. But the mental enslavement, the mental incapacitation is so deep because it's
It
been
is.
going on for 400 freaking years and over. So it's not gonna
Longer
take
than that.
long.
For
It's not gonna
thousands
take
of
long.
years.
Yes,
Thousands of years. This started
yes,
in Egypt, in
yes.
Kush.
In
But
Kush.
you know what? Yes, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna get better. We're gonna have to believe it.
Oh,
This is gonna get better, but before it get better, it's gonna get worse.
but
It's
I
going to
should tell
get worse
you,
before it
I should
get
tell you,
better. And you know what?
I
We
should
have
tell
a
you.
fight ahead of us. And you know what? A lot of our people, they don't want to face that fact. We have a fight ahead of us. We
Oh
do,
yeah,
unfortunately.
we do.
We're
And
gonna
and
have to
Phil,
fight for our freedom. We're gonna have to fight for our freedom.
yeah.
You
And
know,
Phil did
if
a
we want total freedom, if we want to totally be free, we're gonna have to fight. And I'm a woman that's in my 50s and I'm ready to fight. And I'm ready to die. I'm not afraid to die. And a lot of our people have to have the same mindset. They cannot be afraid to die. Because I have children, I have grandchildren. I have to make sure my grandchildren have a future. Because if we keep with the mindset that we are afraid, we're not going to make it. Black people don't
No.
have no more time. Our time is up. Our time is up. It is time for us to do what we need to do to free ourselves.
Yeah.
We have no more time. We have no more time, and we're going to have to be willing to fight. And we have to get our minds and our bodies ready, war
Yeah.
ready, war
Yeah.
ready. Because you
And
know
Anita,
what? A lot of our people here in America that's dying, they have health issues. But you know what? It's a lot of our people that's on the continent have health issues also, and they don't know
mhm,
it. You
yeah.
have 46% of people on the continent, they have high blood pressure, they have diabetes. And you know what? A lot of them don't know it.
No, they don't.
They don't know it.
They don't.
They don't.
Yeah. And
You know?
as I was telling you, our food is such a target because what? They've come to live amongst us, they have come to study us, and they know what we eat, they know what we don't eat, they know what we do because we open the door and they come in. But sometimes I just wonder, why do these foreigners come into Ghana and then they go to the farthest villages, like villages in the hinterland, places that I don't even know exist in Ghana. That is where they go to. And then
Because it's gold. It's gold. It's treasures there. It's treasures. They want to do minding. It's
yes, sis,
treasures and
yes,
yeah.
but that is also where they do all their experiments on these
Yeah.
poor folks who knows nothing, you
Yeah.
know. And it's sad if we have to understand that time's up. Enough should be enough at a point. Enough should, but you see, sis, we have to study the kind of world we live in. I don't know, Phil, I don't know if you have something to say to this. I'd love to hear your view on this. But we live in a time, we live in a time that we live in an economic world, we live in a financial world where finance and wealth, and it's the medium to be able to do anything. So I'm thinking that if we can somehow take our money from their hands, what do you mean? Phil, can you come in? If we can, okay, so sis, if we can take money from their hands, because if we're buying their products, if we're still if we're still buying their products, if we're still in the same lifestyle that we're still locked in, if we're not buying black, if we're not supporting black, if we're not trying to put our eggs in a basket that helps us, then at the end of the day, they're still going to have our money. They're still going to have our wealth, and we're still going to depend on
Yes.
them. So I think
Yeah.
it starts from taking our money from their hands. If we're doing business with China and they will treat our people like this, what we have to do is to start patronizing local, even if it means doing away with the things that we like the most. Then that's what we're going to have to do. That's what I
Sis.
think that we're going to have to do.
Sis.
Yes,
Sis.
darling.
Sis, listen to me, okay? If after this is done,
Mhm.
if our people is still eating from these people, if our people is still buying their products, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that means the mind is too far gone.
Mhm.
The mind is too far gone. So you know what? You take your family and you take the ones that's like-minded, like yourself, and you live out the rest of your life.
Mhm.
Because we will never have no unity. We will never get our power back, because
Yeah.
we used to be powerful people. We will never get it back, because you know what? If we do not learn from this, we're never going to learn. We will never
We're not,
learn. Our people will never learn. Our
we're,
ancestors, we will disappoint our ancestors if we do not learn from this.
yeah.
We must learn. We have to wake up. We have no other choice. We gotta wake up this time. If we don't, we done.
And it's so
Black
sad.
people is done.
You know,
It
but
really is.
I think that what really we can do is to keep hope alive, because if we lose hope, then we would stop trying to wake our people up. It's gonna take work. Like, I see that we have like so much more work to do, especially, and even I think even in the US, I think you would have sisters and brothers who want to keep wearing their straight wigs and want to, keep their bougie lives and don't want nothing to do with Africa, or don't even want to subscribe to, the awakening as we're talking about. And down here,
That's okay.
yeah, and even in Africa here, like, we have people who are clueless. The people don't even know. Like, when you tell them that HIV was manufactured and brought to Africa to infect us, they look at you like you're talking, because they don't even want to believe this. Because how can somebody manufacture a disease and infect another person with it? Because they think, and not all of them, but some think that everybody is good, that when the white man comes and he's smiling and laughing and giving gifts and all of that, he's good. So,
Yeah,
there's more work
unfortunately.
that we need to do. There's more work that we need to do. There's more.
We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, I'm talking to. I see 10 people online right now, and I'm telling you, like, you need to identify uh Pan Africans or pro Africans on YouTube who are trying to do some good, and you need to support them. Okay, for example, I when I do my videos, I see that a lot of people, I have like over 1,000 subscribers, and I usually get like 50 views or 30 views or 100 views. And that sometimes there's a lot of important information that our people must hear. Like, for example, take this discussion that we've been having. Like, our people must hear this. So when you're watching a video or you're on a channel and you see that there's a discussion going on that is going to benefit like our brothers and sisters, you can share the live video and get them to join in, because that is the only way we can get to our people. The awakening is gonna happen, but it's words. It's for
My
them to
sister,
the
my
power
sister,
that
my sister, you know what? When I go on your channel, and I study a lot of channels. I don't have a channel of my own. As a matter of fact, I'm just becoming, this is my second time, on a channel because I'm more in the background. I don't like to show myself. But
okay.
you know what? I study a lot of channels. And when I study a channel, and when I see, that you have 10, 15 likes, and I say, you know what? Our people, because you give vital information.
Thank
You give
you.
good information.
Thank
You
you.
give
Thank
good
you.
information. You should have thousands of likes and views.
Thank,
You
thank, thank you
you should
so
have
much.
thousands of likes and
Thank
views.
you. Thank you.
But you don't, because our people don't want to hear the truth. And if you know what, and if the truth is given, a lot of times they don't want to hear a woman giving it. They don't know that woman was always on the front line of wars in Africa.
Yes. They don't know.
They don't know that.
They
They don't
don't.
know that.
They don't
You
know.
know,
They
they
don't
don't
know what
know that the
Ghanaian
African
control is
woman
all
is the
about.
one who always brought the fire.
Yeah.
We're the ones who brought the fire, the African woman. They don't want to hear the truth from a Black woman. We possess something a lot of men do not possess. We are seers. We can see things before other people can.
Yeah.
Our knowledge was always used for centuries.
Yes.
Our
Yes. Yes.
insight was always used. We was always able to predict what was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to go back in within and look at ourselves and know who we are
Yeah.
and love one another. We got to love and respect one another
We have to
like
love.
it's
We have to
nothing. We
love
have
one
to
another.
love one another. We got to get the love back. We have to.
We
Sister,
have
I
to.
love you. I love
Oh,
you, but I have to leave. I have to go. But
I love you so much. I'm telling
I
you, I love you
love
so much. And you
you
know,
too.
I meet African, I meet African American sisters down here, and like I go all out because I'm trying to like show them. Okay, honey, I'll be with you soon. Okay, I'll give you pawpaw. I'm coming. Okay, I'll be there soon. Okay, I'll be there soon. I'll give you a new one. Okay,
Oh,
don't mind.
you're so
Okay,
sweet.
I'll give you a new one. Okay, all right. Thank you, darling.
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
sweet.
So they sometimes I hear people saying, oh, they were like, you were too nice, why are you so nice? I mean, they don't understand. And after everything, people are like, they don't understand why I'm being nice to them, so they want to offer me things, they want to give me things, and I try to make them understand, you know, I'm not being nice to you because I want anything from you. I'm being nice to you because that is what you deserve as an African
Yeah.
goddess, as an African queen. You deserve to be
Mm-hmm.
treated well. You deserve to be given what you are due. And what better or who better gives you that than your own? So when you come home and you're here and we meet and I bend over backs to kind of like help you out and be good to you, let that be the starting point of knowing that there is family down here that you can trust. There is, brothers and sisters down here who would genuinely give you support without necessarily wanting anything back. And that is so key to me. It's so important to me because why do I wake up every day and do this? It's because there is a conversation that we need to have. If we're not having the conversation and realizing the situation that we're in, then how are we going to rise up as a people? I keep asking myself. We've been watching television every single day of our life for how many years now, and we've been brainwashed completely. So the conversation about our awakening is not going to come in a day, it's not going to be 2 days, it's going to take time. So,
No,
sis,
it isn't.
thank you so much because I know you have to leave. Thank you so much, but I want to tell you that we have benefited so much from listening to you, from the
Yes.
conversation that we've had together. We have so much benefited, but can you tell us a bit about yourself, because I'm sure everybody would like to know you a bit more, before you leave us.
Okay. Well, I go by the name of Calling on Mayat. I am a retired massage therapist.
Oh,
I heal people. I heal people
wow,
with my hand. I'm one of the best.
wow,
But
wow.
unfortunately, I did have an injury, so I don't really practice like I,
Okay,
used to.
okay,
But
okay.
I still heal people.
Yes,
I'm a
yes.
healer.
Wow,
And you know
wow.
what? I'm being called out of retirement.
Yes.
And I'm being called to go home
Oh, yeah.
to Africa.
The land is calling. People
Yes, I
just don't
am.
realize it yet. The land is
I'm
calling.
being called to go home. Yes,
Lana,
I
Lana,
am.
thank you.
We
Thank you,
have a
Lana.
look, we have a job to do. We
Yes,
have a job to do. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But you know what? We're going to get through this.
we're gonna get through
We're
this.
going
I
to get
believe
through this.
so too.
We have
I
to
believe
free
so too.
ourselves. Okay? We're gonna have to free ourselves, and we're gonna have to do whatever it takes to free ourselves.
To free ourselves.
Right?
Yes.
So have faith, sister. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
watching
Thank
you.
you.
I can see you.
Thank
I
you.
can see you. I
Thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you,
I'm watching
sister.
you, sister.
Thank you.
And
And I
keep
love
giving
you
the
so
message,
much.
because like-minded people that can see, know you.
Thank you.
They know who you
Thank
are.
you.
We know one another. We know one
Thank
another.
you. We do. We do. We
Yes,
click. We click.
yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sister. Have
All right.
have a good day, okay?
Yes,
We will
you too,
talk soon.
darling. Yes, we will. We will.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
sis.
Yes.
Love you. Love you.
Oh,
Mwah.
oh,
Love you.
okay. Mwah. Okay, love you.
All right, sis. All right. All right. So, guys, this is the link. The link is here. Anybody want to join me? Today, we're having a conversation. I just posted the link. So, if you want to join me, you can call in. So I'm just so excited about everything we've been talking about here, because now we have to be looking at getting. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much, Lana. Lana, I would love to have a conversation with you. That is the link. I've just posted the link. You can call in, and we can have a chat, because so I'll take this opportunity to acknowledge most of the people in the chat. So so is it Sol or Soli? In Lavo. Okay, so I hope I am saying your name well. If I'm not, forgive me. And Taki W. We have Barbara Sutton on the line. Okay, I'm going to read a few of the comments so that we take it from there. So there is um, okay, so Dave says, I've shared this live on my Facebook page. Thank you so much, David. Thanks for the share. And guys, I would really appreciate it if you can learn from David and share this live to your social media, especially your WhatsApp platforms, and get, family to join us for this conversation. Like today, I am here. So Lana, thank you so much for the love. Lana sends a lot of love for the Woke Africa show. Then Barbara Sutton says, making my permanent move as soon as possible. Making my permanent move as soon as possible. So yeah, when you have that that ache in you that you need to come to the motherland, well, that's the call. That's the call, and it's time to answer. So thank you so much for that comment. And Taki W said it is hard getting through to our people. I don't understand it. Um, Taki, it's gonna take time Okay, it's gonna take time. The reason why it's gonna take time is because this damage has been done for 400 years. In modern times, it's just been, I think the efforts to kind of like go back to our roots or reawakening and all of that has not been more than 5 years. It's not been, some of our leaders in the past tried it, but I think without the presence of social media, they weren't that successful. They were not that successful. But social media today is making people more successful at that, excuse me. Social media is kind of making this more, possible and successful for people who are trying today. So what we have to do is to make it easy to get through to our people. First of all, they have to hear the message. And trust me, like, they're not going to be, YouTube is not going to be that generous to a channel like mine to recommend my channel. No. So I'm pleading with you guys. If 11 of you, all of you, share this link right now, I'm sure there will be people, on the line who would hear something today and maybe will start their journey to awakening. Okay, so guys, like, with Turkey's comment, I think that we must kind of start supporting each other, supporting Black channels, supporting, Black YouTubers who are really, really trying to make a difference. We have to support them. And we have to use our time wisely by getting the precise needed information out there. The precisely needed information. So if you're on this channel, please subscribe, and thank you for joining. I see that there's the new people joining in. Thank you and welcome so much. We're talking about so many things that are, so key and important. Returning to the motherland is key. If you look at how the world is running today, if you see what is going on everywhere. Okay, so let me ask you guys, can anyone come into this? Why, okay, why is the mainstream media trying so desperately to make Black people the face of the COVID-19? Why are they trying to? Everybody knows the numbers. Everybody knows the numbers. But why are they focusing on the few areas where brothers and sisters have had the infections, and they're making it look like this thing came in to just kill Black people if there is no agenda? So, like, all I'm trying to say is, like, we reject every cursed mouth calling death for Africa. We reject it. Wherever you are, you should reject it. When you're praying, you should pray for Africa, because those who are seeking, looking to see dead bodies in our streets, they just don't say these things. They have the power and they have the money to make sure that there are dead bodies in our streets. So we need to be vigilant, and we need to, be eyes wide open, guys. We need to be eyes wide open. And I'll keep saying this, please, if you can, share this live to all your social media feed. Help get the word out. Help get the word out. So there's so much more comments here. I'm going to go right to the comments. Everybody is important, and we want to read everybody's comments here. Okay, so Toli said, I hope I mentioned the name well, Tholi or Thol. I don't know, or Toli. Okay. when did this become a gender issue? African women have always been at the top. So what's that lady on about? Well, you know, women have been doing their thing. They've been doing what they have been doing for generations now. But also, you don't want to kind of like downplay the kind of gender struggles that women have had to endure. Women have had to go through, and I would like to inform you that the struggle is there. When women are in leadership, they face a lot of criticism. They face a lot of difficulties. I'm a woman in leadership, and I know what even our fellow women can do to a woman in leadership. You know, you don't have the same bragging rights as a man do. A man does. You don't have the same. You can't get away with things a man would easily be made to get away with. So sometimes some of these things, they are kind of like, the little impediments in the way of women, coupled with all the responsibilities that they have to shoulder on top of that. So that is what makes it an issue to talk about. Lana frankly says, I met really nice Ghanaians when I was there. Wow, you were in Ghana, Lana. Call in. I want to hear from you. Lana. Um, so I'm gonna read. So okay, Glue 2209. Can you call in? I'd like to hear from you, brother. Hey, welcome all of you who have just joined into the live channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, I'm posting the link again. You can kindly call in. I'd like to know about what is going on at your end. I'd like to know what's going on at your end. So you can call in and be part of the conversation. So we're talking about the relationship. We're talking about the relationship between Africa and China, and how you think what is going on has impacted the relationship. So let me hear from you. Call in. That is the link in the chat box. If you look in the chat box, you will see the link there. And Barbara Stratton says, yes, we have work to do. Yes, we have work to do, because our people are asleep not because they want to. It's just because they don't know. Look, if somebody don't think they're sick and you give them medicine, don't expect them to take the medicine. And if they take the medicine, they don't even know why they're taking it. So for somebody to know there's something wrong with them, they need to come to a realization on their own. And how can our people come to a realization on their own? They can only come to a realization when they hear what the reality is, because what the reality is being kept from them. So I want us to continue to be patient. I want us to continue to be patient since we've started here, and I want us to keep bringing in our brothers and sisters into conversations like this to get them to partake in such conversations, and this would really and truly be helpful in the process of awakening, because we have to start supporting Black. We have to start buying Black. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you are from Asia, if you are from Egypt, if you're from Mozambique, if you're from South Africa, wherever you're from, I would like to break it to you that it does not matter. What matters is that you are Black, you are African, and we are the only friends we have. Africa is its only friend. Because guess what? Everybody wants to take and take and take. but they want to give nothing back. So if there's anything to give, we're gonna have to give it to ourselves. To ourselves. I'm still the invitation is still out there, so you can take it. But from what has happened to Africans in China, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for the encouragement. Thank you. Please like the video. Please, subscribe. If you're new, please subscribe and let's keep the good work up. Because thank you. And I want to tell you guys, this has been the best live I've ever done. This has been the best live. Today has been amazing. We had Phil calling in. We had David on the line. We had Colin Mayat on the line. And we had such a beautiful conversation today. And I'm so proud of my brothers and sisters and all of you who have stayed with us. Um, please keep the love, the black love alive. AT and M, welcome, welcome, welcome. Call in. Let me put the link again. Please, guys. Hey, Gideon. Hey, Gideon. Welcome, Gideon. So, please call in. Let's have a conversation. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear from you. But in the meantime, let me read a few of the comments. Oh, Lana, love you so much, Lana. Thank you. I wish, I want to talk to you, Lana. Call in. So Lana saying I'm at work. Oh, okay. So Lana is at work, so we cannot hear from her. And hey, David, thank you so much for everything. You can always call in again if there's something you have to say. And thank you, ATNM. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please subscribe if you're new here. Please subscribe and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you. So I think that I'll just be concluding this, and I want you to know that do you think the relationship for me, okay, for me as Lily, as Ejewa, I I think I'm quite disappointed in the kind of treatment that has been meted out to our brothers and sisters. But you see, this only brings me to the realization that it is not just the West that is after us. It's not just the French who wants to use us as guinea pigs. It's also not just the Americas who wants to enslave us and keep us enslaved. It is also the Chinese. So we have like one more enemy to look out for. And this goes to tell us how, like, our whole existence is kind of threatened by people who want our land. Okay, let me break this to you. They want, you see, when China is coming and coming in, they want the land and the resources beneath it. They see it. And they're, intentionally keeping us from being able to access these resources. They have, unfortunately, our leaders have leveraged these resources. They have leveraged our resources. But the people are on the land. So how are you going to take what is in the land whilst the people are still on it? Like, is somebody catching code here? Is somebody like listening to me with code here? If we are occupying the land and they want what is beneath the land, what do you think is going to happen? Why do you think everybody wants to say Africans are going to die? Melinda Gates said she sees dead bodies in the streets of Africa. Why do you think so? It's time for us to wake up. It is time for us to wake up, people. It's time for us to wake up. Africans are one of the most, you know, the kindest people on the face of this earth. Africans are I think about the only race of people on this planet who is not constantly planning the demise of anybody. We are a good people. We are a kind people. We are a welcoming continent. But what is going on? See how they're treating our people in China. And it's not just China. China is just the recent news. But it's been going on in the Americas, in the Europe, wherever for so long. For so long. Yeah. I mean, listen to this. They want the us the fuck off this land. They want, look, guys, brothers and sisters. The front, you see, the front line is down here in Africa. So if you are in Europe, in Americas, wherever you are, you should have a dream. Just like Martin Luther King had a dream. You should have a dream to come back to the continent because you know the enemy we're fighting. We don't know them. So they want to come and use us as lab rats. They want to come and use us as test tubes. Okay? Thank you, Melissa. They're casting spells on us. They're casting, and I return every spell back to sender. I ask our ancestors, I ask, the Most High, I ask everyone, every single spirit, every single ancestor that is on our side to bundle up their curses and throw it right back at them. They've been running their curses on us. They want us gone. They want the land. They want the resources here. They want Africa. They've kept us, a resource colony for how long? Now they want us dead. I return every curse. I return it right back to their bosom. I return it right back to their bosom. Hey, welcome, Iman. Iman, oh, you're looking gorgeous, sister. Welcome, welcome. Call in, please. Can you call in? Can you call in, please? We want to hear from you. I just posted the link, sis. Please call in. Call in. Let's have a conversation. Yeah, so welcome, Iman. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I would like to read her comment. She said, China buys businesses a piece at a time. And when you look up, they will infiltrate the whole businesses. Of course, they are even buying bakeries. They're buying bakeries, okay? Bakeries. Small businesses. They're even buying small businesses. They're buying small businesses. Hello, 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 Nzinga.
Hi, sister. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sister? And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Atlanta. Shout, shout, shout to all my viewers from Atlanta. So,
Yes,
yes, we
yes.
want to hear from you. Tell us, sister. Just release it.
Oh, yes, China. I don't even know where to start. It's just terrible. Like
It's
I don't know
terrible.
where to start. But one thing that I can say is that I think what the Chinese is doing is I think they're being very nefarious in general. They're buying up a lot of property here in America. They're
Mm-hmm.
buying up major businesses.
Mm-hmm.
They just bought a major hotel where diplomats tend to go. They
Mm-hmm.
bought the AMC movie theaters.
Wow.
The US is in debt to China as well. So it's not only
Wow.
Africa that's in debt to China. It's
It's
like
a whole
China,
thing.
yes, China is moving globally. They're like trying to take over everybody's infrastructure, everybody's businesses, and they're copying everything, companies make, and they're replicating it. And you know, um the way they get their products so cheap is that they treat their citizens really, 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 really low, and they sell really, so that makes them be able to sell products cheap. So they basically take advantage of people, basically, in their country and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we want to live like that? If China takes over everything and then put us under a surveillance state, we won't be able to talk like how we're talking now.
No,
You know what I mean? And
they'll
I
block
think
us
that's
out.
I think that's
Yeah.
their plan. That's their end goal. That is their end goal. And I think that's what they want to do. Come to Africa and cause confusion and put everybody under a surveillance state. And then we'll be fighting against each other and helping them, to succeed their plans, their evil plans they have. So we really need to really start learning how to manufacture items, like stuff that we need for like survival, like health. Like we
Yeah.
need to learn how to make rubber gloves. We need to learn how to make good quality face masks. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like essentials. We in Africa, you we the food is no problem. We could grow our own food. You
Yeah.
know, we don't really
But
need
sis,
to buy and trade food
I
because
wanna
yeah.
ask what you think about this. With China sending their people to live in Africa and all walks of life, and they're doing this, do you think their people living in Africa and all these places are civilians though? Do you think they're civilians?
Who the people that lives in Africa, the Chinese that's living in Africa?
Yes, yes.
So you're asking me if I think they're regular people or are they like spies or something?
Yeah,
What
like
is your
are they,
question?
so I mean, because there's the talk that the New World Order is actually a Chinese agenda. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I mean it is because you have to look at how they run their country right now and how the people are living now. They you remember, I don't know if you know the history of China, but they killed a lot of their citizens for their organs, their own people, and sold them on the market. That's true. That's true.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, that's true. It's called Falun Gong or something like that. Falun Gong. They used, they it was like this exercise they were all doing like every day, and everybody started getting healthy. And then once those people got really healthy, they changed regimes. And the second regime, I guess the dictator, he started
Hmm.
killing them and selling their organs on the market. And then they killed like millions of Chinese, and they have a communist state. So the people they don't have free rights to speak. They can't
Okay.
say anything about any injustice or they'll be killed. Like they run a very strong, like, you just don't have no
System.
rights. You remember they had the one child policy rule. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. I mean, so if you have these kind of people with this kind of weird, heinous, crazy thinking, buying up everything in your country, and then if you can't pay back all the loans, they're gonna try.
Yeah,
They're gonna make you live like that. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like the way they think is totally different from African thinking. So that's why you got to be real careful. Like
yeah,
they shouldn't. It's just we're just in a world of mess. Like it's just it's crazy. Like it's just
yeah,
the mess that we're entangled in.
yeah,
We really got to think about how to make it, how to come out of it, and we have to fight against it. This is basically
yeah,
fighting the beast.
yeah. Basically,
You know.
basically, basically,
So I mean, I
basically,
don't think
sis.
there's nothing wrong with trading. I think that the people that's there, they could be spies and agents, that's there
Yeah.
trying to scope out the land and scope out the weak people versus the strong. They're studying us. They're taking a lot of their their they're basically studying history, and they're seeing how Caucasians or Europeans was able to come into Africa and divide and conquer.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
you know they're reading books and they're trying to figure out how they can do the same thing.
yeah, yeah.
You know, they're not. Let me tell you
They're
this.
just they're copying and
Let me
pasting. They want to do the
yeah, let
same
me
thing, take over the world.
yeah. So I have family from Jamaica, right? And my mom,
Okay.
she grew up around some Chinese that moved to Jamaica all the way back in like the 50s and the 60s, okay? So they've been there for a long time. Not, you know, it wasn't as many as there is now, but they're
Yeah,
there, you know? They were there then. And they would come in and they would have stores. They were merchants. So what they do is
yeah,
they come into your economy, you know, they come into your community and they start owning, they buy up everything like the stores, and then they basically just make money. They're like economic they're like economic bloodsuckers. They learn your ways and then they
mm-hmm.
sell your ways back to you, you
Back
know?
back to
So if they
you.
see that everybody in Ghana like right, so if they see everybody in Ghana likes plantain chips, they're going to
Yeah,
try to make a bunch of plantain chips. They'll try to manufacture the chips and then take and then basically, you know, they usually hire their own people. Now in America they're starting to hire other people, but like traditionally they hire their own people, and basically their people will get rich while everybody else is poor.
yeah.
So while
Oh
you
yeah.
keep on spending your money with them, they're gonna be rich, and they're not really the type that believes in economic, like they don't really believe in like integration, like
No,
economic integration.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no.
so they don't really believe
If
in the
they took over the
democratic
world,
system.
they would be worse. They would be worse than anyone in
Yeah,
history.
they're worse.
I'm telling you.
Honestly they're worse than Europeans. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah,
honestly, I would rather fight beside a Caucasian than a Chinese. Seriously, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, like is because if you compare the two and you study the history of the Chinese history and you study the history of like Europeans, I mean, to me, Europeans are they live more free. The people live more free, but Chinese people are very strict with everything. You know what I'm saying? That communist stuff is like no joke.
it's
And
no joke.
now they have their people under a surveillance state. So like you know, like basically they have cameras that can zoom in on you anytime. You could be walking in the store and they could just check on you. They could just zoom down in your face, and then it has everything about you. If you had like well, your health problems, your the way you think, you know, all of that kind of stuff, where you live. You know, that's very intruding. That's intruding. That's invasion of your personal privacy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And that is something
yeah,
that is that one like one government could just do that to you, and you're not a threat or anything. And they're having talks that we're going into like a new era with like robots and computers called transhumanism, where
mm-hmm,
now
mm-hmm.
they can start reading your mind based on these people are playing these really uh sick, like even though the technology is possible doesn't mean you should do it, because some things
Mm-hmm.
are just not aligned with nature and the way God intended the world to be. But these people don't care. They're experimenting in all kind of stuff that should be left alone, and they're going to try to push that on African people. That's, I mean, I can see it. Like if we're not careful and not fight against the evil plans they have, we're going to be living a crazy, messed up life, fighting again. You know, all the peace on the world will be the peace on earth will be disrupted for a while. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah,
if we don't try to change the course of it now, we're gonna be in a messed up situation.
yeah.
You
And
know,
Lana
so
was saying something. She said the Chinese wants to take over, not assimilate. So This is
Yeah.
if it was again enslavement 202 or enslavement part 2. Oh my God,
Right. Exactly.
Africa, we need to
And
wake up.
they want to do it with
Oh yes,
and they can't beat us physically. They know, most people know they can't really beat African people physically. That's why they're trying to create robots and technology that can fight us. You know what I'm saying? So it will be much more difficult for us as regular people, as regular human beings, to fight machines and
yeah.
drones, because they're saying that with that 5G technology, they can make drones the size of your fingernail. Okay,
Oh
and a
my
drone can blow you
God,
up. So can you imagine a drone the size of a fly, and it blows you up? You're walking down the street and they know something about you that they don't like, and it just blows you up. Like, that's the kind of stuff that, we don't see it because they're not advertising it, but you can read about a lot of this stuff. There's
oh
articles
yeah,
on it. There's YouTube videos on it. So it's just, it's a shame. The
it
thing
is.
is, like, as us as Black people, we tend to think that when
Okay,
we think people think like us, and a lot of people don't think like us, but we don't realize that when we do business with people.
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
in Zinga, I wanted to ask you, um, how? Okay, so we have this situation on our hands, where everybody is trying to take something from us, either rule us, either take our resources, either kill us, either what everything that is coming at us from different angles. And we
Hmm.
have brothers and sisters on the continent, but we also have brothers and sisters in the Americas. We have brothers and sisters in Europe. We have brothers and sisters in Asia, in the Caribbean, in so
Hmm.
many places. How are we going to come back together with the different pieces of experience to form a whole, so we can, one, protect ourselves, two, develop our own technology, and uh, properly educate ourselves, not miseducating ourselves like we're being miseducated as I speak to you.
Yeah.
How do we get to the point where we can get through, because of the year of return, we're getting through to brothers and sisters in the US. But how about our brothers and sisters in Argentina? How about our brothers and sisters in Australia? How about our brothers and sisters in Europe? How about our brothers and sisters in Asia,
Yeah.
who are
Well,
being used for all kinds of things? I don't even want to go there.
well, what I think is, there's a communication problem. If they don't speak English in some of the Spanish countries, then I think, I would say that maybe the African, I don't even know if the leaders are, I don't know what page the leaders, I know the leaders are not really that great, but I'm just saying there's some African countries that speak Portuguese. I know for Brazil, I know there's a few African countries where the leaders speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
Saying maybe they can try to have some kind of campaign for people in Brazil, since they
Hmm.
already speak Portuguese or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, those countries that speak Spanish, I don't know what African countries speak Spanish, but I'm thinking maybe they can have some kind of campaign if the people don't speak English. If they speak English, I mean, I don't know. But as far as, like, if you want to bring back people that actually are productive and they can build stuff and create stuff, and you could put
Yeah.
ads out, like some kind of ad, like, oh, they're looking for somebody from, some kind of, like, hiring ad, and maybe even give people an incentive to come back and help build. Like, when I say an incentive, like, maybe they get free housing for a year, or 2 or something, just an incentive to come back
Well, Ghana
to
is
the
actually
country.
offering free land, though. Ghana is
Yeah,
offering free land.
yeah, I know about that. I know about that.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
came there. I forgot what month.
Oh, you were in
Yeah,
Ghana?
yeah. So yeah, I came in October.
Really? Tell
Yeah,
me,
I
how
came
was
there in
it?
October. Huh?
How was the experience? How was the experience?
Oh, I had a great time. I loved it.
Oh, great.
I loved it. It was different from
Great, great,
Jamaica,
great, great,
but
great.
as far yeah, it does.
We can't wait to have you
It's
back.
Jamaica, but it just in different.
Yes, Barbara. So Barbara is
Say it again.
asking
Your connection breaks.
citizenship and land. Yes, both are available for you, Barbara. As soon as you land in the country, you can apply for the right of abode. The right of abode allows you to live your life like a Ghanaian in Ghana without any kind of troubles, whilst you go through the
Yeah.
process of getting your citizenship. So you can own a bank account, you can own a business, you can like do anything. I think you can do anything a Ghanaian can do. You can vote, you can do anything a Ghanaian can
Hmm.
do. You have the right of abode pass. You can do anything until you start processing your document for, actually getting your passport. So Ghana is offering citizenship and free land. So it's part of the incentive, and I think this thing would have really gone on and people would have heard about it and they would have come down in their numbers, but the COVID-19 has dealt a heavy blow to this process, this whole agenda of returning our people back to the motherland. And in the other videos that I've done, I've always told them, do not lose faith. You need to hold that thought. You need to be in Africa spiritually. In your mind's eye, see yourself in Africa, and the body will find a way there, as Dr. Mumbi always say it. So please, please
It's
carry on.
true. It's
Yeah,
true because you honestly, everything that I ever wanted, that I really, truly, really wanted, it actually happened for me in any kind of way. Like, even if, like what they call it, manifestation, like, have been able to manifest a lot of stuff in my life. Like when I really sit down and think about it, like if I really wanted something and I created some type of action towards it, because you're not gonna get something and just sit down and just be like, it's just gonna fall in your lap. You have to take some type of initiative. And then once you start, and I guess so, like some people will say, universe see you taking that initiative, then
yeah,
things will start to go that
it,
way. It'll start to happen for you. That's
it
true.
will. It
But you
will.
have to
That's
work
that's
on
true.
it. You
That's
just
true.
can't talk
Welcome, welcome
and talk
everybody.
and sit
Welcome,
on
guys.
it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You have to implement even a
Yeah.
little bit, working on the idea a few times a day and just, keep thinking in your mind. And that's why they say, some people say, create
And
vision
Brown
boards and
Sugar
put
One,
pictures
we
because that will
see
help
you.
you to even think about it even more. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So M Brown says she's waiting for her paperwork. And I believe that is the situation of a lot of people because the US has stopped issuing passport at the moment. So
Right.
I feel for those who were in the process of getting it. I don't know about those who have already started the process. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how it's
Yeah,
going.
I honestly don't think that, I personally don't think that this passport thing is gonna remain banned for a long time. I think once the country opens, I think that
Okay.
they will reissue passports again, but I think that, they may end up closing it again if
Mm-hmm.
things get like once the winter comes around and this thing comes back. I think that's
Okay.
when things are gonna get sticky. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I do think that there's still a window of opportunity for people to
Yeah.
travel, visit
Yeah.
places and stuff like that. But then again, it's up to like the African governments too, if they reopen. You know what I'm saying? Like if they reopen. So that's another thing. Because even though
Mm-hmm.
we might be able to leave from here, doesn't mean
Yeah.
we can't try. We can't go to every
Hey,
country. That
Barbara.
has to be
Yeah.
open. So
Hey, Barbara.
yeah.
Hey, Barbara and Giza. Barbara just joined in.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome aboard, sister.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Yes.
mute mine. I'm gonna mute mine for a minute and let her talk.
Okay.
I'm just going in. Go right
All
ahead.
right.
I just want to disturb you. In fact, I'm just so enjoying your comments.
Okay. Okay. And hey, do you tell us what do you think? What do you think? We're talking about several topics about coming back to the motherland and the immigration process. We're also talking about the relationship between Africa and China going forward. How is it going to look like? And then yeah, we're also talking about the different agendas in Africa and how the African can unite and realize that we are the only people that we got. So we need.
Last May, I visited Ghana with Bomani, and
Oh,
from the end of May into June,
okay,
and I
okay,
absolutely fell in love with Ghana. And I decided when I came back, I went to HR and told them, asked them if I had enough time to retire, and they said I did. I asked, my house went on the market today. I'm selling
okay.
my and using the proceeds from my house to move to Ghana and build my home there.
Wow, 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 wow. Well done.
I'm retired, just retired, and feeling is we have to, as a people, we have to come back to our motherland. We have to
Yeah,
come back. This is what Asia did after the war. They, China wasn't always this great power. Asia wasn't this great power. But what they did, they sat back and they told their people to come back. And they made technology. They said, we're going to concentrate on one thing, and this is what we're going to do until we become a superpower. China has just been a superpower within the last 1 or 2 generations within our lifetime. So
yeah,
this we have to do as an African people. And I think part of what we need to do is reach out to our people. I'm big on citizenship. I'm big on not just come in and say, I'm just going to be a citizen, not do anything. But you have to come in with an agenda to build the nation, to build
yeah,
the nation. We know that Africa is made up of several countries, whatever country you decide to go to. But that has to be if we're going to say our
okay.
there's no two ways about it. I don't know.
I think Barbara's audio is not.
No two ways about it. That
Yeah, Barbara, can you call back? Because we can't really hear you. We want to hear what you're saying,
okay.
but we can't hear you. Yeah. Okay. So Lana is asking, so you apply for the right of abode, then you can buy land. Lana, you can buy land as soon as you get there, then apply for your right of abode. But I always think that it's always good to have the paperwork done. The right of abode shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to an hour. If you have your passports, your identification, your social security, you have all your details in your bag, and you have your passport photos, you can just walk into the office and do your application. You should have a minimum of 2 passport photos on you. You can, walk into the immigration and get your right of abode done. So it's not a difficult process. Yeah. So Sister Barbara, we're waiting to have you back. And Sister Nzinga, are you there? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I'm here. I do want to say one another thing too. I want to say something else.
Okay.
Do you know how they're saying that what they like to do is when foreigners come, they like to the country, into the village outside of the city, and try to manipulate and take advantage of the people.
Yeah.
So one thing that we could do, like people that decide to repatriate, we could start moving like because Accra, I was gonna say Accra, but Accra is very crowded, and it's
Yeah. Accra is
people that
crowded.
have
You're
businesses
so
could
right.
start moving out and building up little. We could start moving out and moving out further away from the big cities and start building up like smaller communities. You know, up to where it's like mini suburbs all around the state, all around the country.
Yeah.
So we'll always know what's going on from like the farthest part of the country to the inner. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
spread out. It's
We
enough of
have
us
to
to be
spread
able to
out. It
spread out,
doesn't always have to
and
be.
start making it more, yeah,
Yes, 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 yes,
in the
yes.
city. Yeah.
This, this is such a crucial point. It is. It is. It is. It is. And I think that like our brothers and sisters must also realize that we have to win the war on all fronts. We have to win. We have to win on all fronts. And winning on all fronts means that realizing what is going on at every aspect and counter it. So what you said is very key. It's very key that we do not concentrate. And also, I think that when our brothers and sisters come to the country, I don't advise, like for example, it's good that this piece of land is like the African diaspora village or something complex. But I think they should be more integrated into the communities. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I
to be
agree.
integrated into the communities to kind of like relearn certain things and also help the African people to come to understand, because the situation that the African American has endured or the Black people in the diaspora has endured, and that can go a long way to start opening the minds of the Africans to realize that like they're not the white savior they let on, you know, to
Yeah.
for people to believe they are. Please carry on,
Yeah.
sis.
I'm once we start, once we can provide any opportunities, like if we can build up, and provide some type of jobs or any type of financial opportunity for, like, because I know in Ghana, in order to have a business, you have to actually have a business along with the Ghana, as a foreigner,
Yeah.
you have to have a Ghana citizen, a part of your business. So that's actually a good thing. So once that, if we have expertise where we could provide businesses and stuff like that, that will
Yeah.
actually help for people to think outside of that savior complex. Because
Yeah.
then once you start building up yourself economically, and other people see they have a chance to stay home and make something of themselves, they won't
Mm-hmm.
think of, outsiders as saviors. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll have
Yeah.
confidence to have that savior complex within yourself.
Great, 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 great.
Save ourselves. So
Yeah.
it's just like to think somebody else can save you because they're white, they're Chinese, is just ludicrous. So yeah, but
Okay.
I
Thank
think the
you.
confidence will naturally come. It will
It will
naturally
come.
come. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It will. Well, I
once
thank
the
you so
opportunity
much.
is presented.
Yeah. So thank you so much, sis, for mentioning those points, because I think it's such a good idea for us to also incorporate. And the more our eyes are opening and the more we're growing, I think that we are kind of like seeing the necessity, for us to kind of like look in that direction. So Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, fam, please do subscribe. Help me grow this channel because I truly believe that I have a message for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I believe this, and I'm not giving up, but I need you to also believe in my vision and in my dream to be able to reach our brothers and sisters and for us to have the needed conversation. We have to have this conversation and we have to keep having them because our enemies are united by their skin color. Okay, they would unite and turn on us any moment, anytime. um, I don't see any other. Hey, Mrs. Nate, welcome, 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 welcome. Please call in, talk to us. Are you in Ghana? Where are you from? Call in and talk to us. We want to hear from you. So they united, our enemies. They united in their skin color, and they will support each other. Um, and either support each other or not say nothing at all to our detriment. So we have to get to the point where thank you ATNM for subscribing. Thank you so much. I want to encourage every single one of us to subscribe, and please, it's important to click the notification bell. As I said, I have a very powerful message that I'll be sharing after this live stream. So please click the notification bell so when it comes, you can get the message and to encourage and arm yourself with it. So you know we need to realize that we need to start talking about the things that you know uh, 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 keeps unite us and bring us together because we have been systematically and strategically divided and separated. Our story is not like the Chinese story. Nobody arrested the Chinese and enslaved them and dispersed them and changed their language and did the things that was done to us. So our story is different. And the approach that we need to unite is also going to have to be different. It's going to have to be constant and it's going to have to be committed and it's going to have to be like every time. We need to be talking to our people as though they know what it's up because if we don't, then they will never know. So, I implore all of you. I see 8 people online at the moment and you're watching this to share this video and to get the information out there and also to like keep sharing all the information that people are putting out there about our renaissance, our awakening, our return to the motherland. And I'm telling you, it will take time and it will take effort, but our people will wake up. Our people will realize what time it is because what has been done to us was planned around round tables. Our situation that we find ourselves in has been planned around round tables. How do you think the sitting arrangement was when Europe and the Americas went for the Berlin conference to chop up Africa? They sat around round tables. They had secretaries taking notes. They had meeting minutes to keep reminding them of what the agenda to divide us and to take what belongs to us was. So it's not going to be right now. It's not even about what we used to believe anymore. It's about what the facts are, and the facts are saying that we have no friends. We only have alliances who have interest in what we have. We don't. Africa does not have friends. We have people who have interest in what we possess. So it's high time we wake up and it's high time we come to reality with the terms. Okay. And unfortunately, we have leaders who have sold us out already. It's quite unfortunate, but that is the situation. So it's time for us to pick ourselves up and, keep talking, spreading the news to our family, our people. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and it's important to hit the notification bell on top with the two sound thing on it. So when I post a video, you will get it, fam. So, Sister Barbara, is there anything you want to add? Hello, Sister Barbara. Okay, so
I don't think she came back on. I don't think she came back.
oh yeah, yeah, okay. Then Sister Zinga, please take the floor. Is there anything you want to add? I think we're coming to a close of the live session. Is there anything you want to add?
Yeah,
If
well,
you sorry, please
I do
please
like
carry on.
Ghana's. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I'm
Hello.
here. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I do like the method of Ghana. When they like with I know like the president, he had to answer to the different chiefs within Ghana about some kind of controversial education
Yeah,
bill that they were
yes.
trying to pass for sex
Yeah,
education in
yeah,
school or something,
yeah.
and he couldn't do it because the people spoke, you know.
Oh, the
So
people spoke. I'm telling you.
yeah, right. And
Those were
so
some
that
fantastic times.
right. And so that level of accountability is what we don't have in America. And so that's a
Oh,
good thing that Ghana has that, because even though he's the president, he was still not able to do certain things because
no.
people still were able to hold him accountable. So I
Yeah,
think that, it's a good thing that, people are still hold the president accountable on some aspect. And that's something you don't want to lose. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
exactly.
That's a good thing to have
Yeah,
implemented in your society. So
yeah,
that's something you want to keep. And those are the kind of rights that with a surveillance state, you guys won't be able to do that. And so those are, because we're communal people. So, you can't just like shove stuff down our throats without us
no,
approving it, right? And that's
yeah,
how America is supposed to be. But what happened is, because of our society being so capitalistic, and we're like a corporation in America, anybody can come here and buy anything, and so it's
hmm,
easy to sell out, and so it's basically the same concept here, but with our country being racially divided, it's
yeah,
hard to really hold anybody accountable,
yes,
but at least in Africa you still have some kind of like say so
yeah,
in what can be implemented in what.
yes,
I don't know about every country, but at least that's a good thing about Ghana, is that the chiefs around can speak out and say they don't agree with that, you know so. And that's one thing too. Like when you guys if I ever become a citizen there, I will go to the meetings, like when they have the people, that come to the state capitol, or what do you guys
oh
call it?
yeah,
Meetings like about the capital, like when you have foreigners that come in and they want to do conferences and meetings to
oh
persuade
yeah, oh
the
yeah,
government to do business with them. We should all
yes,
be able to go and
we,
sit in and
we,
see what's
yeah,
going
of
on,
course,
because we see they're trying to do like what do you call unfair business practices, where they gain 80% and we gain 10%. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
20%, which is
so
not
yeah,
fair.
stuff
So
like
that's
that,
why
yeah.
the people have to be involved. Yeah, the people got to be involved
Like they come to mine
in
our
these kind
gold,
of negotiations.
and then they pay 5%
Hmm.
as tax and take everything away and pay five
And that's
freaking
not right.
freaking
And
5%
that,
as tax.
yeah, that's ridiculous. That's just terrible.
Jesus,
And
that's
they
like
know they wrong
gold
too.
for nothing. Gold for
They
nothing.
they yeah, and they know that's not right. They know that's not right. They're just taking
Oh yeah.
advantage. But I mean, I don't understand why the African leaders haven't negotiated a little bit better terms, because I think anything
Uh
is
corrupt.
un it,
Yeah,
it's
that's what corruption will do.
I know, but that's sad because come on now. 5% tax, really?
Yeah,
That's just a whole
yeah,
nother level of
yeah.
like ridiculousness.
Yeah. So I think we all have to, before we leave, we all of us here have to come to a realization that whoever they call themselves, either Chinese, either Dutch, either European, British, American, whatever they call themselves. They want our land without us on it. Period.
Mhm.
They want our land without us on it. The the
The,
age the age that we were have been asleep till now has been so long that they think this land belongs to them, not us. So they will take the land if they have to kill us with genetically modified diseases. And that's what they're gonna do. So the awakening and the coming back, we want our scientists to come back too. We want our African American, our African in the diaspora scientists to also repatriate, because we need to also study our genome, and we need to be able to fight biologically as well. We need to, the war is not just physical, biological, spiritual, every angle. We
yeah,
need to
we
do
need.
that.
You're right. We need everything. I think there are some scientists. I think Dr. Moonby did a show one time about the scientists that got rejected. They're African scientists. Canada wouldn't let them in. You remember that one?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
I
think those
remember.
are scientists. So we need to figure out what organization they belong to and start investing in that organization, because
Yeah,
we need our own vaccines. Honestly, you
we need
can't.
our own.
We're not going to be able to test every vaccine from everywhere, and you know what I mean. If we're, because I heard they even have malaria vaccine. Who made that? You know, and I
Who
think
made
Ghana got
it?
some of those.
Who
So I
made
mean,
it?
we need right. So we need to actually manufacture our own vaccines, because at least we'll
Yeah,
know, we'll have more confidence that they're safe, if they're
yeah,
with the right kind of person. Like, we need to vet the scientists and make sure they won't sell stuff and buy stuff from outside countries, because when it comes to your food and your water supply, you know we're all in a dangerous situation because we don't control it.
we
I
don't
mean,
control it.
we technically be poisoned, and slowly poisoned, and not even realize it until it's too late. So
Yeah,
when it comes to food supply, medical supply, water supply, those are things that we should control as a people. Because
yeah,
anybody could do anything to you, and you won't even realize it until it's too late.
until it's too late. That's the problem.
I mean, anything else
Yeah,
we could trade, maybe the clothes, even the clothes sometimes, even the clothes is something you might even want to make yourself, because they can put dyes in the fabric, maybe that can maybe cause go into your skin, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yes,
I mean, I wouldn't say we shouldn't stop trading completely, but it just depends on what it is. Can this thing go inside me and poison me?
and
That's the
poison
question.
me.
Can it poison my skin?
Yeah,
Saying now, if it's like something you can play inside of a radio or something you could listen to, that's different.
yeah,
But when it comes to medical supplies, food supply, water supply, we really need to figure it out. We got to really, either we have to send our kids to get, and this is something the governments can do. Instead of they could actually have deals where they can send their people to universities outside of the, if they feel like they want to send them outside of the country to, like, China or Europe or wherever they're trying to send them to. That's what they need to have these people learn, certain things that will benefit the country. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And come back. Don't just stay out there and never come back.
yeah,
Come back and show other people how to do it. Like how to
yeah,
learn medical engineering, medical supply engineering, so that we could build our own ventilators. Because all you have to do is have an engineering degree, a medical, I think it's called medical engineering, something like that. And that's when you learn how to make ventilators and blood pressure cuffs, stuff like that. But
okay.
Africa already has all. And then another thing, cobalt or something like
Mm-hmm,
that. Then we
mm-hmm,
should be able to trade and get cobalt from Kenya to make the ventilator. You see what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah,
So we really need to study and figure out what
great.
country has
You've
what.
got some great points. You've got some great points there. I'm just like, I'm just feeling into what you're saying. Great points.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to. Because I used to teach a class to kids about resources in Africa, And we had to study. I gave them an assignment, and we study what country has what. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I mean, every metal is there. Every metal that they use for our cell phones, our computers here in the United States, the rubber tires for the cars comes from Africa. So
Yeah.
the thing is, African leaders need to figure out who makes what, which country makes what, and just try to slowly start importing things that they will need to manufacture small items for survival. You know what I mean? For survival, medical equipment, food, and whatever the other one I said.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that it's not really that. It's just that I think that we've been conditioned to look outside of ourselves. So we've been
Mhm.
conditioned to look outside of us and to look
Mhm.
either going somewhere else and not really putting into the environment around us. So I think
Yeah.
that time has come to a close. So now we got to get creative on how we're going to be able to make this happen. So, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Nzinga. You've
no
been
problem.
such. I really wish I. Okay, guys. Hey. So those of you here, we have I have a WhatsApp group. It's called the Ubuntu Global Black Family, and we are from all walks of life. We are Black people from all walks of life, and I'm just sharing my email address. You can email me, and then I would, you know, put you through a very short vetting process to kind of know who you are, and then get to know you a bit better, and then add you to the family. So it's good for us to have that community so that we can discuss and talk and come up with such solutions and plan what the future is for us. So if you are here and you are interested, you can email me and I'll add you to our media platform. It's a WhatsApp platform, um, for people who, if you want to come live in Ghana, if you want to come but you've not been able to, you're looking forward, you can join us. If you just want to talk about things that interest our community, you can join us. And the sisterhood is amazing, the brotherhood is amazing. So it's, yeah, anyone who wants to join us, please send me an email and I'll make sure that you are on it. So, Sister Nzinga, I want to thank you so much. Before we go, can you give us your last words, your advice, your
Okay, no.
admonition?
Well, I just want to say when I went to Ghana, I was able to do a small vlog of my vacation on my phone. So
Oh,
on my YouTube channel, I do have a YouTube channel. It's under my name, and
oh,
you can see
all
some
right,
clips
guys,
from
let's
my trip.
support. Let's support.
So please subscribe if you can. And I still
Yes,
have
I
like
will.
a couple of videos to upload, but since this whole thing has started, it's kind of gotten my mind off track. So I haven't been able to upload anything recently, but I have at least 10, maybe about 10 videos up that could be watched. So
You
yeah,
you have been activated then.
yeah. Yeah. And so but yeah, I mean, we just need to stay strong. Just
Mhm.
know that we just need to just look inward, pray, to
Yeah.
whoever you pray to, pray, ask for protection.
Yes.
And just know that, we're going to get through this time,
Oh,
Um
wow. Wow,
yeah.
wow, wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Nzinga.
All
And
right, thank
hey, guys,
you.
by all means, check out her YouTube channel. I'm going to subscribe and I'm going to listen to you. You've been reactivated. You should be talking. We are all part of the awakening. And so you have such an amazing message to get out there, sis. So do not give up. Do not relent. Do not, be discouraged. I want you to get back on your feet and I want you to keep talking. Sometimes I post a video and I get 20 views, I'm telling you. And it is such hard work to put materials together and to present And when you get those 20 views and you look at it and you tell yourself it's gonna get better, that's what you keep telling yourself every day, because of the cause, because of what we need to do to get our people to, reunite. So please go back to presenting your videos and go back to the work you're doing, and we will support each other, and we'll keep telling our stories the way we should. So thank you so much, and thanks for talking to us and joining us, Sister Nzinga.
Oh, no problem. You guys have a great evening and a great day. I know you're in Ghana, so it's like night over there, right?
Yes, it's nighttime over here.
All right. So good night, and everybody else have a good day. Take care.
Thank you so much. So
All
hey,
right. Bye.
family. Yes, thank you so much. So, hey, family, I mean, we have come to the end of this live session today, and we've done a whooping 3 hours, and I'm so grateful because I've learned a lot. I've learned so much. Today we had Phil on the line, and it was so empowering, so encouraging. So I think today has been amazing. We've talked about several awesome topics. So when you have your free time and you didn't start from the beginning, when you have your free time, you can just, watch it over and take down your points. And let's move on. So thank you so much, so very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And hey, please click the notification bell because I have a message for you tonight. Okay, so thank you. I love you so much. My name is Ejewa. I'm the host of the Woke Africa Show, and I am forever grateful. Help me spread the word, share my videos, and subscribe. Thank you. Love you, and see you very soon. Love you. Take care of yourself. Be safe and stay safe at all times. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Love you. Mwah.